all you lovely computer people, and welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Farmer's Market, where today we're looking at this lovely specimen here, which has suffered some summer scorch, so it's not the best it could be, but it's the only specimen we got. So, its scientific name is Hyssopus officinalis, or Hyssop, or Hyssop, depending on how you pronounce it with what accent. It is in the Lamiaceae family, which is the mint family, and it is commonly, in Greek, its name comes from Hyssopus, which, dull surprise. Its name is barely different than the original. Officinalis just means it's the for real deal, basically, the original one, and the reason why that's necessary is because a plant called Agastache is often also called hyssop, even though it's not the medicinal hyssop, though it has medicinal properties. They're in the same ultimate family of the mint family, and sometimes there's confusion. So this is the for real deal one. For note, this is not the same hyssop that is mentioned in the Bible. That's believed to be a different plant. Anyway, hyssop is native to Europe, Asia, and Eastern Africa. However, it is naturalized in North America. It is perennial in USDA zones 4A through 9B, and since we're in 8B, we're okay for a while. We're okay for a bit. Not too hot. Not too hot. Its soil pH preference is 6 through 8, but it prefers well-draining loam soil. So potting soil would be perfect for it. Or if you spike your inherent garden soil with spent potting soil, that would work really well too. Its exposure is full sun to partial shade, though in the southeast, like North Cackalack, you may want to consider going for the partial shade because, as you can see, full sun has scorched my specimen a bit. However, it seems to be side shooting really well, so we got a few months. This is being shot in August, so we got a little bit of time to see how well it works out. Its height can be anywhere from 1.5 feet to 2 feet, and its width can be 1 foot to 1 foot 6 inches, or 1.5. And, yeah, it's doing that. It's there. Yep. No, this is one of those plants that doesn't have any AKAs or also known as. It's just known as hyssop, which is kind of refreshing in my opinion. Menace is going for the feet pics clearly off screen there. Anyway. Now, in the southeast, this plant is generally considered a short-lived perennial. Right up there with thyme and sage, unfortunately, because we just get a little too hot and humid for them. It naturalizes from seed, so there is that, if you can get it to bloom. That might take 2 years, unfortunately. This was not a very big plant when I got it, and it's quadrupled in size, but as you can see, it's taken a little damage. These leaves are a little bit crispy. There's a lot of crispy down here. I didn't clean it up for video because I wanted to show you that. The good news is that this plant can be easily propagated by cutting, division, or layering. So it's ready to go because it's a mint family member. Dull surprise. Additionally, the plant's flowers are self-fertile, so you don't need 2 of them to produce seed. They can just, knock themselves up, for lack of a better way to put that. Now, interestingly, the oils from this plant are used to make Chartreuse liquor. Because it always goes back to liquor with us humans. Always the liquor. The Liquor Name. By Stephen King. Anyway, the foliage is used to flavor soups, stews, and sauces. Now, I haven't actually tasted that, but I will soon because look at my plant. I will make a comment video about that later. There are 2 cultivars of this plant. One is called Alba, and it produces white flowers. The other one is called Rosea, which produces pink flowers. This plant, the traditional hyssop, produces blue flowers. Intensely blue flowers, like rivaling clary sage blue. So there's that. Those flowers are actually very popular with pollinators, as most mint flowers are. So, hyssop could be really good for supporting pollinators who go for mints will go for this, but also there's a chance it may get the mint moth as well. Now, medicinally speaking, this plant has been used to treat throat and lung ailments. It has also been used as a stimulant, a carminative, an expectorant, to treat nervous disorders and toothache. The list of things it supposedly treats in folk medicine goes on and on and on, and it's long enough that you would think that Why don't they just stick cancer in there or something, you know? It treats the dropsy. It gets rid of the vapors. But yeah, before you use this for medicinal purposes, as always, I recommend you speak to a professional. Make sure that you're using it correctly in the right quantities. Keep in mind, herbal stuff generally doesn't cure your problem. It's used to treat your problem. So there's that. The juice itself is said to have been used to treat roundworms. I have no idea how authentic that claim is, and you know what? I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But I'm telling you because it's been mentioned in enough places that there's got to be some level of validity to it. So that is hyssop in a nutshell. And as you can see, our lovely specimen is doing okay. So if you have any thoughts about growing hyssop, especially in the southeast, I'd love to hear from you. The blog is still updating, and as always, oh, there's a mischief. Yep, he's just slobbering right in front of the camera. Anyway, as always, folks, keep them growing. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos because we're at the end of the year rush. Good stuff is coming.